All right, testing. Testing, everyone. Here we are. Welcome to the special Friday the 13th stream here on DSP Gaming. I hope that everyone is doing well and ready for a fun stream for sure. So this is the pre-stream build-up, meaning what I'm doing here is testing the tech, the settings, and everything to make sure that you guys can hear me and see me. And work out any technical bugs in the next 30 minutes before we have our guest Joon the King on for my next interview here. And it's going to be exciting. I actually really want to pick the guy's brain. Here we go. Here's some technical things right there I forgot to do. Got to do this build up. So as usual, when I do these special interview streams, I'm going to have this be an archived stream on the channel that you can watch in its entirety, including this pre-stream, the interview, and the decompression after. It'll all be like one stream archive. All right. So if you want to watch it later on, back to back to back, you can. But I will also be breaking up this. So this is the pre-stream video. There'll also be an interview video, and then there'll be like the decompression video after the fact, all separate. So that way you can watch them separate if you want as well. And FYI, there'll be absolutely no advertisements on this stream, meaning I have demonetized it. So there will be no pop-up ads. There'll be nothing intrusive to the discussion. It's just going to be me and Joon talking for about an hour to an hour and a half. If he's going to give us his time, which is very valuable, then we're going to respect that, right? We're not going to intrude on it. We're not going to have ads popping up. I'm not going to be reading off super chats and contributions. That would be very intrusive. Instead, we're going to respect the guy and we're going to give him our undue attention. So please understand that today's stream is still a normal stream for me, but it will run a little different. And if you like the content that I put out, and if you enjoyed today's stream, please support it. I promise you during the decompression session after the interview, I will shout out all contributions in due time. You will all get your, your shout outs and credit, and I'll answer any questions or anything after Joon is done with the interview. Okay? Cool. So we got a few quick things to talk about this morning before we begin. If any contributions come on right now, I will shout them out, but only for the next 30 minutes. After that, everything goes on hold when I get Joon on here, okay? Notably, Hard Nose just gifted 5 memberships to the community. Thank you very much, Hard Nose. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. And whoever gets those, I hope you enjoy them. So first things first, I don't really understand Discord in this regard. So this is now the third time. Well, it's more than the third time, actually, because we had the guys, Casino, then we had Keemstar, then we had Stuttering Craig, and now we've got Joon the King. All these times I'm trying to learn how to use Discord. I have Discord Nitro, the highest level, and it claims that I can do up to 4K video and 60 frames per second. Does this look like 4K video and 60 frames? No. And my webcam is enabled for 1080p 60 frames right now, and it's not doing it. So I don't know what it is with Discord. It claims you have these features when you have Nitro, and they just don't exist. I don't know if there's some hidden menu you need to enable them in. I would love to have myself be 60 frames right now. I am 60 frames on my normal streams, but it doesn't seem to work through Discord. Spike Vincent, yes, I'm using the app. I'm using the app right now. I'm screen capturing the app into OBS. And even the video in the app, it's not even just the screen grab. The video in the app is not 60 frames. It's only 30. I can't get it to show at 60. No matter what, there's no option anywhere to do it. There's not even an option in Discord to say select video quality. It just says select webcam, which I did. And my webcam is broadcasting at 1080p 60 frames and doesn't do it through Discord. I think right now, I'm probably like 720p and 30 frames. And I have no idea. I'm so confused. So this is essentially, right now, this is the best I can do for interviews through Discord. I know it doesn't look as good as my normal video when I'm on my podcast or even on a gameplay stream. I'm just scratching my head about this. I don't understand. I know it still looks good. Like, no one's complained, oh, the visual quality isn't that good. But it's very annoying. It's definitely annoying that I can't do what I want to do. Like, I want it to be higher quality and it doesn't seem to work. So, whatever. Anyway, so that's that. It's going to look like this today. It looks fine, right? Looks pretty good, visually and everything. Sounds fine, I hope, everybody. I hope we don't have technical issues like we had with Craig. Craig had a million technical issues, and they were all on his end. Like, first his mic wasn't working at all. Then he got it working, but he had that noise cancellation crap on. So it wasn't picking up his voice, and it took us like 10 minutes to figure it out. I think Joon will be a little bit more professional than that because Joon uses Discord to talk to people, so he probably understands how to use it. You know, typically when you're going to be on an interview, you prepare to be on the interview, so all your shit works. Not you show up at the interview and nothing works. You know, it's kind of like an air of professionalism, and I think that Joon has that. So I think we're going to be fine today. Just saying, in comparison to the previous interview. Anyway, and by the way, we do not know if Joon will have a webcam today or not. It is totally his call. Like, he asked me, do you want me on camera or not? And I said, dude, that's totally up to you. I know that Joon the King is not an on-air personality. He's not here broadcasting himself every day like I am. So totally that's his call. I'm just happy he's going to be on the show. And if it's audio only, I'm perfectly happy with that. But if he wants to be, webcam on for the conversation, then he will be. It's his call. So I think, it's all up to him. We'll see what happens. Okay. Perry just gifted 5 memberships to the community. Congrats to the people who get those. Also, I received my first tip of the day. And we should talk about that too, the tips, because what an unlikely thing happened last night. So Nico tipped me $2. Says, I've been thinking about this year-end list. This year's been very weird. I don't even know if we have enough games for a top 10 game of the year list yet. Looking forward to the Joon interview. Having a good one. Thank you, Nico. It's definitely been a weird year. Tons of games ended up being mass disappointments. The games that have been some of the best, no one expected to be good. Like, I would argue one of my favorite games of this year is Another Crab's Treasure, and I never would have thought it would have been even good at all. And if you want my opinion, I think it's better than Black Myth Wukong. So there you go. What a year. What a weird year, right? Thank you for that. Thank you for the first tip. Okay, so remember, there will not be pop-ups or anything on the screen. I'm only shouting out stuff now. Once Joon is on, all that goes on hold, and then we come back after the Joon interview. I'll go to full webcam quality again. And then we will do a decompression where I will do shout-outs and the like, okay? So please, if you do contribute, thank you so much. I will give you credit after the fact. So the weirdest thing happened last night. First of all, yesterday during the daytime stream, during the podcast and the original gameplay of the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, we absolutely exceeded all the goals. Like, we hit them in every regard. It was super chats were great. Gifted memberships were great. Tips were great. All good. So the King streak continued to 4. And then, last night, I'm going to be honest with everyone. I absolutely positively did not believe that last night we were going to hit our goals. I thought it would be the end of the streak again, which is fine because we can always restart it again. I feel like we have that momentum. If we have a day stream with a good podcast and a good gameplay, it's going to always hit it. And then there's going to be some streams that are a little slower dependent, right? So last night, basically, we did our stream of MVC collection, and it was fun. We still can't play MVC2 consistently, which sucks. I really want to, but I can't because the stupid thing won't work, right? But I played all the other games. Marvel 1, we played some Marvel Superheroes last night for the first time, more X-Men versus Street Fighter. And by the end of the stream, we had raised $77. That's a great stream. I'm not upset at that at all. For a fighting game stream, and especially old school fighting game, it's not like we're playing Street Fighter 6 or a brand new one. I was pleased. Is it the end of the streak? Yeah, it was the end of the streak, right? So then I turned the stream off. I'm setting everything up for Ask the King, right? I'm running around, turning this off, turning that off. My PC actually needed to be restarted, and had a Windows update and stuff like that. So I'm doing all that, and I literally just sit down and I start recording Ask the King. And as I'm starting up Ask the King, I see a blip in my inbox. What? And I look, someone tipped $100 as the stream was going offline at 9:47 p.m. Normally, I end my stream around 9:30, but I stayed around for an extra set or two. And I'm saying Ask the King. I'm sorry. I mean the Daily Wrap. I'm sorry, guys. Everyone's yelling at me. Why are you saying Ask the King? I meant to say Daily Wrap. I was the Daily Wrap video, me wrapping up everything for the end of the day, okay? Sorry about that. Brain fart. Okay, so I'm doing the Daily Wrap, and this $100 tip appears. Well, it didn't appear, but I noticed it was in my inbox, and I read it, and this person says, just please keep this anonymous. I was like, so we did actually hit the King streak last night. It continues. This is now, we're at 5, and we continue. Now, remember what I said. I said if it continues through today to tomorrow, so that would be this stream, tonight's late stream, Friday Night Fights, and then tomorrow's daytime stream, I will order food during that first stream, and we'll do an impromptu Feasting with the King tomorrow after the gameplay of the first stream ends. I will have a meal with you guys here live on stream. We haven't done one in about a month and a half. So this would be pretty cool to do. I just don't know what it'll be yet. I'll have to talk with my wife to figure out what we want to order. But that'll be tomorrow. All right. So that was pretty cool. We hit it out of nowhere. So again, if you want to see that happen, if you want to see the King streak continue, crushing the goals, felting the detractors, making Duty cry. I don't know why it just fits naturally saying making Duty cry at the end of that. I don't know why. I really don't know why. It just fits so perfectly to say it, right? But anyway, if you want to do that and you like the content, please, support everything. Let's get it going. Let's get some tips coming in here. I'll shout out as much as I can before Joon is coming on the show in about 20 minutes, okay? Yeah, so anyway, I was like, wow, we hit the goals. I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought it was going to end, and it continued. So thank you for that. Whoever that was, that anonymous $100 tip last night, and the streak continues, which is excellent. All right? Now, to make things perfectly clear today, all right? Today is going to be a very cordial interview with Joon the King. I want to pick this man's brain about his methodologies and how he does his work. How he actually feels, perhaps, about some of the subjects he's done his documentaries on, including me, obviously. Like, I'm going to be a big subject of discussion during this interview because I'm the latest documentary he just did, right? And I'm fascinated by, what did he come across when he was researching? How does he feel about all these topics and things? And you guys submitted a ton of questions for him. Over 30 questions. Just no way I'm getting through all those questions, okay? But there's a few I'm probably going to skim through, pick some of the best ones. Just so you know, I might already ask him some of these questions before we get to the, I've read through these. I was like, oh, that's a good one. Like, one of the really good ones, why did he make multiple thumbnails? Why was he changing the thumbnails back and forth? And what made him settle on the one he did? And what's up with the fact that there's a bald fill in the thumbnail that's on the video right now, right? Like, that's a good question. That's actually a legitimately good question. Everyone was wondering that. Why was it doing that? So, so that's some good stuff. So I might already ask him some of these questions during the interview, all right? So FYI, I might not, call it out later if I've already asked him the question. But we might get to that. We might not. But I'm going to try to integrate your questions into the interview to try to get some good answers for you, because these are great. Where was the other one? There's another really good one that I liked here. I already said, how does he feel about his subject? I mean, this is a good question. How does he feel, with the amount of harassment that I get on the internet versus the stuff that I have done? Does it feel like it's equal in comparison compared to the other people he's done documentaries on? Because he's doing documentaries on people who have done some pretty gross stuff, and they don't have entire cults of hate against them, right? So that could be an interesting question, right? Okay. Anyway, it's going to be an interesting interview for sure. I'm excited for it. But I want to make this clear. Today, this is the focus. The interview is the focus, and then we decompress, and when we're done with that, probably I'm going to play some Marvel Collection, and that's the stream. Today is not a normal level 1 podcast. Today we're not doing segments about certain people and drama, because already did someone send me the LTG clip that I was looking for? Yes, I have the LTG clip. I could react to it, but we're not doing that today. That's when we have time for it down the road, we'll do it. I'm not doing that today. That's not the focus of today's stream. You understand? Yes, I'm aware that there's Ethan Ralph content and there's this content and detractor content. I'm well aware of all of it. We're not doing that today. That will be for later on in the week. Maybe tomorrow. It depends on what happens each day, right? It's like I said, I gauge what's going on by levels of importance or interest, and I'm not going to sit here talking about the same subjects every day because that's just boring. I want to mix it up. So we will definitely address certain things, but they'll probably be over the course of the coming week. Keep in mind, I'm here today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We got a lot of days, a lot of podcasts, right? So no reason to beat the dead horse every day. You come back when the horse is resurrected, and then you beat it back down. Right? And by the way, Dick Jones gifted 5 memberships to the community. Congratulations to everyone who just got a gifted membership. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Okay, so FYI, everything is looking and sounding good, guys. I just want to make sure we're having no technical issues right now. The stream looks good. It sounds good. You can hear me clearly. I'm capturing, and it seems to be working. What I'm going to do is when Joon's going to come on, I'll stop recording. I'll hide the screen. So I'll do this. and then I'll invite him to the call. I'll get him on the call. Once he's on, then I'll do this. All right. And then that way, no stuff will be shown. Should be fine. FYI, that's how we'll do it. And when he comes on, this is going away. That's not even going to be on the screen when he's on the show. There's no point. It has nothing to do with him being on. Like, he's going to get the undivided attention. Okay? Thank you to Andy. Andy just gifted 5 memberships to the community. Guys, it's awesome. Thank you. The community, I'm sure, appreciates it. We've seen a lot of great names in chat recently, getting access to all of the awesome emotes on this channel, and also not having to abide by the slow mode rules. You get a cool chat crown to show how long you've been a supporter of the channel. Pretty amazing. And you know what? I'm going to say this. Boy, am I happy I never changed the stuff on the channel, like the crowns and stuff. Because, I rebranded a couple years ago. I used to be called the King of Hate, right? That was my moniker on the internet. But the problem is the meaning behind it versus what my idiotic detractor spun it as was drastically different. The meaning behind it was that these people who hate on me all the time, right? They motivate me to improve myself constantly and do better and prove them wrong that I'm going to be successful no matter what they do. So that's really where the King of Hate moniker came from. But these people turned it into, oh, he's a bigot. He's a sexist and a racist and all this stuff, which is not true. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find more than 5 to 10 minutes of content like that over my entire 16-year span. But early on, I used to do the risque kind of commentary and stuff. So that's what they aim to. Oh, look at what he did 14 years ago, and they'll act like I did it yesterday, right? So I got rid of that moniker. I said, we're not going to call myself the King of Hate anymore, because people idiotically just, they believe anything. They're stupid. They really are. They're just dumb, and they'll believe anything. So if they're told that Phil's a racist or a bigot or a sexist and he's the King of Hate, they'll believe it, right? So that's why I said, well, let's just get rid of it then. So we did, but I didn't change the branding of the channel. As you can see, like the crowns and everything remain the same. So now I'm back. I'm the king now, but I'm not the King of Hate. I'm just the king. That's my moniker now, as deemed by the guys at Kino Casino, right? And you guys like it, and I think it's a good shtick. We got a crown and everything. So it just works. And now I didn't change the branding, so it all fits. We even have everything pops, everything already set up for it, because that's what it used to be anyway. So, like, well, I'm glad I didn't change it. I'm really glad I didn't change it, because then we have to redo everything again, right? Good stuff. Of course you deserve crowns. Of course you deserve crowns for being a supporter. Of course you do. Don't shortchange yourself there. There can be more than one king. Today we're going to have Joon the king on the show, and he's a king. There's going to be a couple of kings doing kingly things. That's what this is going to be. A nice civil conversation about his thought-making process and everything about making documentaries. I'm fascinated to pick his brain about this and have a great conversation about it. All right, so we have a little bit of extra time. Right now, I've shouted out everything. We have no super chats. We had the one tip, but we had a lot of gifted memberships. Thank you for those. 10 minutes left, roughly, before I get Joon on here. What do you guys want to chat about? Tag me in the chat. We'll do a little bit of open Q&A here. And shout-outs if contributions come in, and then we'll get them on the show, okay? Have I thought about changing the border? Like the border of the podcast? What do you mean? You don't like the borders? I think the borders are great. Quite honestly. No. Again, people are trying to suggest ways around the webcam issue, but it doesn't work. Like, for example, someone said, if your webcam is 60 frames, have OBS just use your webcam, but then have Discord, just pull Discord from a different window. It doesn't work. My webcam will not work in 2 applications at once. And if it's working in OBS, then it doesn't work in Discord, and there's an error. It won't even, it won't work at all. Like, the person won't be able to see me. So I can't do that. Daisy 303 with the super chat says, we are not worthy, King. Thank you so much, Daisy. Whoa. Must have had caps lock on. There we go. Taskmaster Warman, you're late. We just talked about the community questions that I've skimmed them, and some of these questions I'm already going to integrate into my interview with Joon. But if we get through it and we have some extra time at the end, I will pull up I have them literally right here on my TV to pull up if we need to draw upon more questions, and we'll just skim through them and pick some of them. Okay? Do I think that Xbox should release a mid-gen update or refresh? No. I don't think anyone will buy it. No one is buying their current console. So if they did a mid-gen refresh, no one would buy the new one. I mean, they need a reason to buy their console. Right now, the reason is Game Pass, which is a good reason. But it's not a system seller because they're not coming out with enough exclusive games that are good. They've had so few Xbox exclusive games that are good that there's really no reason to just buy that console over PS5. So even if they came out with a Pro, I don't think people are going to go out and buy it. Yes, I liked the Left 4 Dead games, but I was disappointed with the Back 4 Blood reboot attempt. Astrobot continues tomorrow. It'll be the late night stream on Saturday, and then it's going to be the daytime stream on Tuesday. We have a schedule change because I screwed up the schedule last night. I forgot. As you guys know, well, some of you probably know, once a month, I have to take a night stream off to film private patron react and or Q&A videos. This month, I have about 2 hours of work I need to do, which means there's no way that I can, like, squeeze it in. I have to take a night off, and so I'm going to take Monday night off to do that. So Monday night, there will not be a late night stream. So that means what we're going to do is, all right, here's a quick schedule rundown for everyone. Today, it's the Joon the King interview. Then it's the decompression. Since there will probably be extra time, I'll reset the stream, and we're going to do a little bit of Marvel vs. Capcom collection, like an impromptu hour stream of MVC collection to end our segment here. Tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, Friday Night Fights, more of the MVC collection. Tomorrow, Level 1 podcast and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 on the first stream. The late stream tomorrow night will be Astrobot. Okay? Saturday is my React day. So the first stream will be the Level 1 podcast, and then we're going to jump over to the DSP Reacts channel for DSP versus the Internet, my weekly Clips React show. And then Sunday night, we're going to go to the DSP Throwback channel, and we're going to do Retro React to Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut. We started this last week. It was a blast. It's really fun reacting to my original runs in horror games. So we're going to do that again Sunday night. Then Monday, the day stream will be Level 1 podcast, followed by another Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 stream. No night stream on Monday because I'm going to be filming the patron videos. And then Tuesday will be my final consecutive streaming day this week. It'll be Astrobot on the day stream and the return of WWE Champions on the night stream. And that's my streaming week. Okay? There's the schedule. There's the updated, addended schedule for you guys. Alien Boy 13 did a super chat. Was there anything in the documentary that offended me? No. I mean, everything that was in the documentary was exactly as I expected it to be. Like, it's not like Joon made anything up. He didn't pull anything out of his butt that no one else had talked about before. He basically just condensed an insane amount of information into one 4-hour video, right? And he added his own research and or commentary on it, but there was literally nothing offensive. Just reporting on drama is not offensive. What would have been offensive is like, if at the end of the video, he was like, and based on everything we just saw, DSP is obviously a piece of human shit, and we should all deride him. That would be offensive, right? Right? But he doesn't do that. He was trying to be objective. He was trying to be fair, you know? Big Papa Phil says, will you ask him why he didn't seem to comment at all about viewers who are here every day enjoying your content? Most of the coverage of you is negative. Because it's an internet drama documentary. Like, that's the point. You know what I mean? Like I understand what you're saying, but you have to understand that that's the point of the video. Like, at some point, you got to understand how the game is played. The game is played that if he covers the negative stuff, right, in a way, then people will be interested in it. If he literally covered everything and he's like, yeah, but, you know, most of this isn't really a big deal, so I don't really know why I'm making a 4-hour documentary on this guy, because he has a bunch of people that like him anyway and don't really care about any of this. It wouldn't be a very convincing story, would it? You'd be bored. You're like, oh crap, why did I just watch this, right? You know, again, I know how the game is played. I have no ill will whatsoever towards Joon after having watched that. Not at all. Not in the slightest. I think that it was fair. He covered every topic. Now there literally is a one-stop shop video to watch about me. Okay? And he made it clear that it says right in the description, it covers me to early 2024. Made it clear that did not include things that developed during the year and happened, right? In fact, that probably will be one of the things I ask him is, are you aware of what's been going on in the last month and a half that I've finally broken out of my defensive shell. I've done crossover events with Kino Casino as well as Keemstar, and I'm doing all this fun, positive stuff now. I have a new audience that likes me, and I'm actually way more successful now, and they don't care about the things of the past. They just care about the future. And what do you think about that, right? I'm curious. I want to get his answer. And if he says, I have no confidence in you, you're going to blow it, that's his opinion, and he's entitled to it, right? Well, who knows if he's even followed? I don't know. You know, he's probably on to the next 10 projects. That's how it is when you're an internet documentarian. You can't just dwell on one thing too long, right? You do a ton of research for it. You produce it. You put it out. You hype it up for a couple weeks. You're already on to the next. You're already, you know, you're moving into the pipeline to the next thing. Was there a positive thing about me in the documentary? Yeah. I mean, the FGC stuff is silly, but absolutely he acknowledges the fact that I was good at fighting games. No one can dispute it. By watching that video, there's definitive proof that I was good at competitive fighting games, which my detractors have tried to lie about for the last 10 to 15 years. You can see me winning tournaments in it, and he outright admits he was good at fighting games. I mean, I was an asshole in the community, but I was good, right? He talks about the success of my early days, right? That I was doing, you know, things that were getting a lot of popularity on YouTube, and I had a lot of success, and I was a big partner. You know, he talks about all those positive things, for sure. It isn't until really the drama starts around 2012, 2013 with This Is How You Don't Play. And then it rolls into this detractor groups and shit, and it just continues. And that's like the whole, you know, final 2/3. I would argue the first 1/3 of that documentary is not even negative. It's really the final 2/3 that it gets really heavily negative, right? That's nice of you to say. Daisy says, you have a much better attitude and outlook on things than some older stuff I've seen. I'm happy things are going well, and you seem much happier and healthier for it. I agree. Like, I seriously agree. I think now having this different kind of outlook, you know, about life and about all kinds of stuff is just a healthy way to go about it. I used to be so butthurt about everything. Anyone who said something negative about me, oh, how dare you, right? Now I just roll with the punches. I don't really care anymore. You know, I've been around for 16 plus years. I'm planning on being around a lot longer. And I hope that you guys will be along for the ride. But there's absolutely no reason for me to get up in a tizzy about every little thing these days, right? Like, it's to what end would it behoove me or benefit me to be all over every person who says something negative about DSP, right? There's tons of them every day. And you're always going to have your critics in life. I have way more than most people. But at the same time, as long as I'm doing what I love, as long as I'm hanging out and having a good time and being relaxed and, you know, we're all just chilling and enjoying life together, right? And we have a few laughs along the way. We have a little bit of drama, a little bit of fun games, you know. All this stuff is all part of it. But why would I care about other people trying to rain on my parade when the parade continues in a positive way anyway, right? Cares about a few drops. Get those off me, right? There you go. Yeah, oh yeah. I used to be ban happy. I mean, now you see, most of the time, I would prefer not to even moderate. I would prefer to have a chat not moderated, but sometimes you have these really idiotic people who come in here and they really are going out of their way to say and do toxic stuff. They'll come in with bot accounts and they're trying to dox and they're saying racist, sexist, disgusting things. And then you have to moderate, right? You can't just let that roll on YouTube. You got to take care of that. But you know, that I would prefer to just have an open discussion with everyone about things. Because the thing is, you let people talk and say their piece. You get more opinions. You get more criticism. You'll hope you get more constructive criticism. Sometimes you don't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't. But in reality, I think having open discussion is better than having like a closed off thing. You know what I mean? I have the most ban-henny channel you've ever been on. Then you must have only been on this channel and one other one where they don't moderate at all. You have no idea what you're talking about. Seriously, like, where do you think you are? What a stupid thing to say. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stop recording. I'm actually going to use the restroom. Perfect time to do so because I'm about to get Joon on here. And then we'll get started. All right, so just give me a sec. So this will be the end of the pre-stream build-up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks to those who early supported. Again, if you support during the interview, I will not be shouting it out or paying attention to it, just to forewarn you. All right, I'm going to be focused on Joon and giving Joon my attention. When the interview is done, there will be a decompression session where I will do shout outs for all of you, and we'll have a fun conversation, and we'll have a good time together and get all your opinions after the fact. But we're going to give Joon our full undivided attention. All right, please be respectful, as always. All right, I'm going to stop recording and get set up.